Good morning, folks. Thank you for coming in here today. You know, folks, I got a lot to go over today. As you all know that I'm 80 years old, and I've been through a lot of things in my life. I've had more ups and downs than probably most people. But one thing about me is I don't talk about things unless I have studied them, researched them, and stuff. Now, I want to begin today. As we all know, that President Trump, when he ran for office, he said that he would release the Epstein files. I truly believe in his heart and in his mind, he meant that. Okay? Because at that moment, at that time, President Trump did not know the severity of Jeffrey Epstein's, what he did, and more. So folks, please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Please like, okay? And, if you want to give me thanks, that's deeply appreciated. All right? So let's begin, folks. How did Jeffrey Epstein begin? And Ghislaine Maxwell, what's that relationship and how did that begin? Let's go back to Bill Barr's father, who was CIA. We got people from all over the world here today. All right, Bill Barr's father, David, was CIA. He's the one who began with Jeffrey Epstein, got him a teaching job in school, even though Epstein had no college degree. Introduced him to Ghislaine Maxwell's father, who owned a lot of newspapers and things in London, all right? Ended up, and now his favorite child was Ghislaine Maxwell. She was with him almost all the time. He was deeply involved with Israel. Deeply involved in the Secret Service of Israel. Her father was buried with honors by the Mossad in Israel. Ghislaine Maxwell is also with him. And then Jeffrey Epstein. I don't rest, Wayne. I don't, okay? The older I get, and the more I learn, the more disgusted I get with not only how our country is operating, but how we operate and click with the rest of the world, okay? I just, bear with me, folks. I love my coffee. Ghislaine Maxwell's father was found dead off his yacht over the waters over in Europe. He was killed, no question about it. And they say it's because he stole over $500 million from the union of the newspaper. Ghislaine Maxwell, very elegant lady, very intelligent, and very deeply involved in the same things her father was. Bribery. Bribery of getting information on the rich and powerful people of the world. Now, you know, we all live in the United States, and we always hear that the United States is the most powerful country in the world, how powerful we are. That's because of our military. But why does a country like Israel have so much power? You know, the population is a little over 9 million. Israel, that's all it is, 9 million. Los Angeles is over 3 million, 30 million in California, and the United States is almost 350 million people. But yet, our CIA is not as good as Israel's Mossad. No, they're not. Israel's Mossad is much better than our CIA. They get more intelligence, better intelligence, and they're very clever in how they do it. The next one after them is Russia's KGB. So, and the CIA is good, so imagine how good these places are. Who was the first person? Now, let me go back. I said Donald Trump, when he made that announcement while he was running for office, stated that he would release the paper. And I believe he really wanted to. But who was the very first person to visit him? Very first person. Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel. You think it was just about the war and that was the reason? No. Netanyahu had to warn him not to release those papers. It's not Pam Bondi. It's not the FBI guy, Patel, whatever his name is. All right? It's not them. It was Netanyahu. This is what I firmly believe. And that's when he JD, $10. Somebody said donate $10. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you. All right, folks, I'm not going to be able to read all these comments today, or I'm going to lose track of what I'm saying here, okay? And no, I like the Constitution. I believe in the Constitution, okay? And folks, I could sit here all day and answer all your questions, or you could hear me out on what I'm going to say here. All right? Don't think this is just Donald Trump. Don't think it's just the Republican. This is a bipartisan situation. It's both the Republican, the Democrat, Independents, and everybody else. Okay? Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? There's no evidence to state that he knew George W. Bush. However, some sources point to aspects of Epstein's legal history that occurred during the George W. Bush administration that raises questions and fuels speculation about potential connections or influences. For example, Epstein was indicted in 2007 during the George W. Bush administration. He entered into a secret plea deal with federal prosecutors under the Bush administration. That was Alexander Acosta, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, who handled that case. Now look, that was practically a walk-free card that Epstein got on that there. Okay? It's been reported that Alexander Acosta, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, who handled Epstein's case at the time, later stated to President Trump's transition team that he was told Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone. This suggests potential interference or protection at the time, and some have speculated whether that could point to higher level involvement, and it does. What Jeffrey Epstein did, what Ghislaine Maxwell's father did, what Ghislaine did is deplorable acts on underage children. It was the most deplorable thing that anybody could do. Death is rarely the end of the story. This isn't just about Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein was a product, a weapon. You know how many? It was Ghislaine Maxwell's father who trained Jeffrey Epstein. It was her father who put his daughter with Jeffrey Epstein. Ghislaine Maxwell played a crucial role in continuing her father's legacy. The political implications of Epstein's actions are far-reaching. The conversation raises questions about media complicity and intelligence operations. Robert Maxwell's death marked the beginning of a more sinister legacy. Maxwell was connected to various intelligence agencies. And as I told you, Epstein learned the art of blackmail from Maxwell's operations. So it was no accident that him and Ghislaine got together. It's no accident that he's unlived and no longer here. She went to trial, she lost, she got 20 years. Will she get a pardon? I think she's going to. Or she's going to get a commutation in her sentencing. Now, Bill Clinton. Everybody says, why didn't the Biden or Obama administration put it out there? It's a simple question. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out. Bill Clinton was there 28 times to the island. 28. A witness states that he saw Bill Clinton in the nude with a 13-year-old girl. In the nude, on the beach. Who is the leader of the Democratic Party? Bill Clinton. And he was a great president, folks. It's important to clarify, Jeffrey Epstein was a visitor to the White House during the Clinton administration, not during a presidency where Donald Trump was incumbent. Not while Trump was incumbent did Jeffrey Epstein go. Jeffrey Epstein visited the Clinton White House multiple times in the early 1990s. The exact number of visits is not definitely established. It's not publicly available information. That's not even how many times, but it was multiple. It's also important to note discussions and investigations surrounding Jeffrey Epstein, his connections to powerful individuals, including former President Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, and his activities are ongoing. In August 2020, last month, a House committee issued subpoena to the Justice Department for the Epstein files. Good luck. I guarantee you, nothing's going to come out of that there. Nothing. You all heard Trump's answers to his relationship. Yeah, they were friends. Yes, they partied together. But Trump, I don't think there's anything that Trump no indication that Trump had sex with underage girls. They were just friends. They both had a lot of money. They both lived in Palm Beach, Florida, and New York. So a lot of common ground there, okay? Trump got rid of, let me read it to you. Before Trump's presidency and Epstein's convictions as a sex offender, the two socialized at soirees with Victoria's Secret models, parties in Palm Beach, Florida, and trips between New York and Florida on Epstein's private jet. New York and Florida they flew, folks. It's a 2-hour flight. Not to the island did Trump go. They both shared an affinity for beautiful women. That's for sure. Trump has made multiple attempts to distance himself from Epstein. 2019, when Epstein was arrested on federal sex trafficking charges, Trump told reporters he was not a fan of his. That I can tell you. I was not a fan of his. He also said he hadn't spoken to Epstein in 15 years, which would have been 2004. Epstein stole a massage therapist with the help of Ghislaine Maxwell at Trump's spa at Mar-a-Lago. That's a known fact. Okay? Who was that gal? All right? Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for being a creep. On July 28, Trump told reporters his Gulf property in Turnberry, Scotland, the reason for the rift was that Epstein stole a young woman who worked for his Mar-a-Lago spa in Palm Beach. Trump didn't specify a timeline. He stole people that work for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again, and I threw him out of the place. Persona non grata, Trump said. The gal, Jeffrey, who was found dead, was the gal that Jeffrey Epstein stole from Mar-a-Lago. Bodies just keep coming up and coming up. Now you better get your coffee there, Wayne. All right? 28 times, Clinton. All right? I don't think Joe Biden went. I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know about that. Okay? Jeffrey died by... I'm Goofrey. I don't know how to say her. She died by suicide in April 2090 under the pseudonym of Jane Doe 102. She said Epstein's convicted former girlfriend and accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, recruited her while she was a minor working in Mar-a-Lago. There you go. And now she's dead. People end up dying mysteriously all over the place. Don't think that because there's no more Jeffrey Epstein that this thing is stopped. It's not. It was there before them. It's going to be there after them. There's a lot of things and why Trump. So our relationship with Israel, Netanyahu visits the White House as though he lives down the street from it. I mean, look at how many times he comes there. All right? This thing is just getting crazier and crazier. Will we ever see these files? No. Will we ever know? No, we're never going to know nothing. So, folks, I'm at the point, I don't know about you, I really don't give a shit anymore. I don't care who's on there, all right? I don't know. But it bothers me that all the secrecy and all these kind of things are happening that are not morally correct in this country. So there you have it, folks. That's the best I can give you today. Okay? Please subscribe. Did we get any new subscribers there yet? Okay? I can't tell. Don't look like we did. All right? Are you liking it? You know one thing about me? People who disrespect me, I don't block them. I don't delete their things. I don't do that. Keep them coming. You know why? Because we need morons like that in our life. It makes the rest of us better. You're correct, Kelly. All right? Let me read some. Ivanka was introduced to Donald Trump through Maxwell. All right? Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, O. Hansen, for subscribing there. Hey, folks, you know what I found out? You know when you give me that thanks? I just found this out yesterday. You know me, I'm not a tech guy. I don't know shit, okay? But I didn't realize it, but YouTube takes 30% of it. And I don't get that money for like a month because they got to make sure it all clears through, too. So I just learned that there, okay? So, folks, look, I understand a lot of people don't have money today. The economy sucks. I don't give a shit what you see on TV. The economy sucks, okay? I'm getting to the point. I don't even want to go to the grocery store no more, all right? I'd rather eat cereal, okay? And you go in a grocery store, you buy 5 items, it's $100. I mean, that's crazy, all right? What's crazy? Trump's trying. You can't buy a house. Who could buy a house today? Nobody. You have to rent. My rent just went up another $100 a month. There's nothing I could do about it. If I move, I'm going to pay $2,000 more than what I'm paying now for this place. Okay? Mary Morgan, how are you? I want to try to. Gwendolyn, protein bar. See, everybody is doing alternative things to keep themselves alive because Joe Biden ruined this country. He ruined it. His administration ruined it. And look at Trump's trying to do some good. Next president comes in, all these things that Trump did. They're going to get rid of that, put their own in. Hey, folks, you notice my shirt today? This shirt was given me to a gentleman from Northern California. He had it made for me. All right, the Accidental Gangster. Do you like it? And folks, you know, he also sent me a hat. What do you think? What do you think of me in a hat? Huh? You like it? You know, we only got about 63 people in here. Yeah. Now that I made $0 here today. It's Sunday. Save your money. Go buy yourself something to eat today. I look like I fished with a pistol. Yeah, well, I was a terrible fisherman. I never caught a fish. Until I went to the fish hatchery one day and you didn't even need bait on. And then we got caught by the game warden there. That's the true story. When I was a kid, we did that. Yeah. Thank you. You love the hat? Thank you, Danette. I appreciate that. All right, folks. There's Susan, Jill. $5. Thank you, Susan. All my love and respect to you, Susan Jill. What a beautiful name. Susan Jill. Where are you from, Susan? Hey, folks, put in the comments. Tell me where you're from. I want to know. We got people from Germany, Scotland, other countries. What states are you in? How many people we got from California here? I'd like to know if we got any from California where I'm from. Okay? Oklahoma. I was stationed at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, out of Lawton. Okay, that's where we took artillery training, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. I got a lot of stories back in the day to tell you there. Oh, you went to San Quentin? You saw that place? From Kingston, Jamaica, home of Bob Marley. You know, I knew Bunny Wailer. I know the whole Marley family. I want you to know that. I did the exhibit at the Queen Mary, World of Reggae, featuring Bob Marley. Okay? Those were good days, my days at, Hey, you know, it's in Mexico. There's a town with the same name. California, Danette, born and raised. Never been a liberal. How'd you escape that? You're a rarity, buddy. But I think California is going to go more conservative. I hope so. This morning, I took a drive, folks. You're going to see a short I did in front of the Comedy Store on Sunset Boulevard. And I went, we had restaurants. We had Chin Chin, La Petite, a lot of restaurants there. It was a great area. You can go there, have any kind of food you want. Okay, Lindy, born in California, living in the UK. But anyways, folks, it was so discouraging. All these restaurants are closed. Folks, this is a high traffic area. People can't be in business in California because Newsom has screwed up this state like you can't believe. People are closing and closing. You were there, Susan, you saw the Queen Mary? I'm the guy who brought them all their exhibits, entertainment, and everything. For many years I did that. It was the best gig I ever had. Okay, that's why I was making some good, serious money. Hi, Keisha Taylor, how are you? Okay. So, folks, I understand, not everybody's got money to give. If you can give $2, $5, whatever it is, I want you to know it's deeply appreciated. All right? I did the ghost, Lindy, I did the ghost tour. I managed Peter James there. Okay? Peter James, Ghost Paranormal. I heard him talking to ghosts. I heard ghosts talking. We should talk about that sometimes, huh? My 401k, my friend, I'm 80 years old. I live on my veteran's disability. Keisha Taylor, $2. Thank you, Keisha. And my Social Security. I get $900 a month Social Security. I bet you all get more than me, huh? The pay is high here in California. Hot Wang? It's we got a lot of people. Switzerland, how are you over there in Switzerland? That's the country I hear really beautiful over there. I've never been there. Okay? It's 9:30 p.m. in Switzerland. Hot Wang, you're in the South, it's slavery. Boy, it is, I'll tell you. You know, folks, they're doing all this thing on about redistricting. It's whether Republican or in Democrat, they keep redistricting so they can get more votes. Or I don't understand it. We live in the United States of America. Everybody should have the right to vote. If you're an American citizen, you get the right to vote. Why all this crap that they got to manipulate how they get the votes? It's terrible. Lindy, $5. Thank you, Lindy, so much. I appreciate that there. Here you folks give me money and I stick around longer. You know, I can stay here all day. There's only one reason why I don't. Okay? Because I can't do this. Smoke. Yeah, I smoke. Yeah. Folks, for you, those of you people been writing me and how much they love my book, don't forget, all right? I'm not, the Accidental Gangster book. You buy it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Okay, if you want an autographed copy, go to my website. All right? Folks, I read something to you before in my book. All right? Yesterday. Well, I'll tell you a story. We talk about how things haven't changed. When I was stationed at Fort Gordon, Georgia, 1963. I bet none of you, anybody here born in 1963? All right? Well, Fort Gordon, Georgia, and it was rough training. We were in airborne basic training. In the 7th week, I say weeks of basic training, in the 7th week, our CEO finally said and gave us all a pass to go into town. And 4 of us went. My bunkie was a black boy by the name of Armstrong. One of the nicest guys you ever wanted to meet. I mean, really, really nice guy. The four of us in our uniforms, we walk into town to look for a restaurant to get something to eat. We find one. We walk to the door, and the guy stops us. And he says, looks at Armstrong, he can't come in here. Now here I am, I'm a New York guy. I go, what the fuck? Can't come in here, why not? He says, he's black, he's got to go in that door. Wait a minute, I said, this guy is wearing the same fucking uniform I am. He's here to protect this country. He's putting his life on the line to go to war to protect you and everybody in this country. And you won't allow him in your fucking restaurant? And the other guys that stopped me, and Armstrong saying, Ori, don't. It's okay, Ori. I'll go in that door. So I take a look inside, and the restaurant was divided like with ropes. So I found a table where the ropes went right through the tables. Armstrong had to sit on that side of the rope, and the three of us were on the other side. I'll never forget that. That was in Augusta, Georgia. And I don't know if it has changed. It was 1963. Get over it, folks. We are all the same. We're not different. We're all human beings. Armstrong was the nicest guy. Boy, I'd like to find him someday. He was a sweetheart of a guy, very good soldier, clean like you can't believe, respectful, honorable, and loyal. Can you imagine? They would not allow him there. When are you going to get over this bullshit? Oh, anyway, Susan Jill, thank you, $1.99. Is that again, Susan? My God, thank you so much. Thank you, Wayne. You know, folks, the comments that you give me, as I told you yesterday, some of them are so great, and so people write me the nicest things. And, I don't have 1 million followers like some people, and I know those people who got all those followers, they tell lies, they give bullshit, and people believe them. Me, I tell you the truth, I tell you like it is, okay? Cy Bennett calling me young man. Thank you, Cy. Somebody calling me young man. I remember when everybody used to call me kid. Well, I don't get called kid no more. Huh? Never took place. 69. We got some older people here. I'm surprised. 69 years old, Sherry. God bless you. Thank you, Cy. People say I'm cool. Hey, I try to be. You know what, in my head, I think I'm 20. It's in the head. The body tells you differently. Okay? Thank you, Susan, for enjoying my channel. Thank you all for coming here. Okay? I really seriously appreciate it. All right? 55, 80, 69. We got anybody over 80 here? Anybody older than me? Anybody? I bet there's not. Say Steven, 74. You know, I never did a Sunday before. This is the first time I ever did a live on Sunday. Okay? And if you didn't catch my live yesterday, go back. Please watch the live I did yesterday, folks. Well, it's getting time now that I got to take my walk. Okay, I should have done that already. It's Sunday. Anybody got special plans today? Or you just going to stay home, relax? Take care, everybody. I got to get going. I got to take that walk. I got to stay healthy. I'll see you again. I'll be back here tomorrow. God bless you all. Okay, thank you, Sai, for subscribing. All right, everybody have a great Sunday. Be safe. As usual, all my love and respect to all of you. Take care.